Have you ever walked into a gun store in 2025 and felt overwhelmed? I sure have. You see all these sleek, high-tech pistols with red dot sights, fancy triggers, and polymer frames that feel lighter than a feather. But then you get to the range, and a few hundred rounds in, they start to sputter. A jam here, a failure to feed there, and suddenly that expensive, modern gun looks more like a fragile art piece than a reliable tool. That's a scene I've witnessed countless times. And every single time, I find myself thinking about my old, scratched-up Glock 19. That thing just keeps on firing. No drama, no fuss. It's a workhorse, a testament to what a gun should be. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? With all the incredible advancements in firearm technology, why are so many classic guns still dominating the market? Why are they not just holding their own, but outselling some of the newest models on the block? Today, we're diving deep into that very question. We're going to explore the top 7 classic guns that, in 2025, are still proving that classic design, durability, and a no-nonsense attitude trump all the fancy tech in the world. But before we get started, do me a huge favor. If you love classic firearms, or just appreciate a good story, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. It helps me out a ton and only takes a second. All right, let's get into it. And we're starting with the gun that practically defined a generation of cinema, the Beretta 92 FS. My first time holding a Beretta 92 FS was during a sweltering summer at a private range with my uncle, a Vietnam veteran who'd seen it all. He handed me this beat-up pistol with a worn finish and grips that had seen better days. "This gun's been through a war," he said, his voice low and serious. "Don't you dare let it down." I was nervous. The gun was heavy, a real piece of steel and aluminum. But when I pulled the trigger, it was magic. The recoil was surprisingly light, and the action was smooth as silk. I put magazine after magazine through it, and it never faltered. Not once. It just ate up everything I fed it. In 2025, with a market flooded with compact polymer pistols, I still keep a 92 FS in my collection, and it's still one of the best-selling models. At 8.5 inches long, with a 4.92-inch barrel, it's not the gun you want to carry in your gym shorts. But that weight, 33.3 ounces unloaded, is exactly why it's so good. The anodized aluminum alloy frame and carbon steel slide, coated in Beretta's legendary brunette tone finish, are built for a lifetime. And that chrome-plated barrel? It's designed to last for decades. The open slide design isn't just for looks. It reduces friction and helps the gun cycle continuously, almost like a machine. The standard double-action/single-action trigger is familiar and dependable. The first pull is long, then it resets to a crisp single action for every shot after. With its ambidextrous safety/decocker and internal firing pin safety, it's a wonderfully safe and controllable gun. The standard magazine holds 15 rounds, but 18 and even 20-round magazines are easy to find. With a new gun costing around $670 to $700 or a bit cheaper used, the Beretta 92 FS isn't just a movie star. It's a genuine warrior. The Glock 19. Everyone has a Glock story. My favorite is from a training course I took in the desert back in the mid-2010s. The heat was brutal, and the wind was kicking up sand and dust like crazy. My Glock 19 was filthy, caked in grit and grime. It just kept firing magazine after magazine, without a single hiccup. Meanwhile, guys with brand new, fancy guns were struggling with malfunctions, trying to clear jams while dust got in everything. That day, my Glock 19 wasn't just a gun. It was a reliable companion in a challenging environment. That's the Glock 19 in a nutshell. No frills, just results. In 2025, when gun store shelves are overflowing with optic-ready, pre-accessorized pistols, the Glock 19 still outsells most of them. Why? Because it's the embodiment of simplicity and effectiveness. The Gen 5 is the perfect refinement of this concept. It's 7.28 inches long with a 4.02-inch cold hammer forged barrel that has improved rifling for better accuracy. It's 5.04 inches tall and weighs a light 23.63 ounces unloaded. The polymer frame, reinforced with steel, is unbelievably tough, and the NDLC coating on the slide is practically wear-proof. The Safe Action System, with its 3 passive safeties, is the pinnacle of reliability. The trigger might not be the fanciest, but it's consistent and easy to master. The Gen 5 brought great improvements like removing the finger grooves, an ambidextrous slide stop, and a flared magwell for lightning-fast reloads. The dual recoil spring system handles felt recoil surprisingly well. The standard magazine holds 15 rounds, but you can use Glock 17 magazines or even those wild 33-round sticks. Accessories are endless, but even stock, this thing is a workhorse. With a new one costing around $650 and a used one around $450, the Glock 19 is a quiet professional that always gets the job done. The HK USP. I bought my first HK USP when I was working as a private security guard overseas. I needed a gun that could handle anything. Dust storms, extreme heat, sudden downpours, and the long hours that came with the job. When I first saw it, I thought it looked like a block of steel with a trigger, not elegant or beautiful. But I was wrong. That USP became my trusted partner. It never disappointed me, and to this day, it's still in my collection, running as good as the day I bought it. In 2025, even as the market pushes striker-fire guns, the HK USP holds its own, and the reason is its unwavering durability. The HK USP 9mm is 7.68 inches long, with a 4.25-inch cold hammer forged barrel. It's 5.31 inches tall and weighs a solid 27.2 ounces unloaded. The fiber-reinforced polymer frame is incredibly strong and absorbs recoil beautifully. The nitro-carburized steel slide and polygonal rifle barrel are made to last for a lifetime of hard use. The USP has a recoil reduction system with a spring and polymer buffer that makes shooting smooth and keeps the gun from taking a beating. The trigger is a highlight. The Variant 1 version has a double-action/single-action mechanism with a safety into cocker, so you can carry it cocked and locked or with the hammer down. HK's modular design lets you customize it exactly how you want it. Magazines for the 9mm hold 15 rounds. The .40 holds 13, and the .45 holds 12. With its large controls and sturdy steel sights, this gun is all business. It's not cheap, costing around $1,186 new and $800 used, but its quality and reliability are worth every single penny. The CZ75. I first got to shoot a CZ75 at my local shooting club. An old-timer, a competition shooter from way back. Let me try it. I was a bit skeptical. It looked heavy, all steel and no frills. But after the first magazine, I was completely hooked. It just felt right in my hand, like it was an extension of my arm. The weight made the recoil disappear, and the action was incredibly smooth. That day changed the way I thought about guns. And that's why I still have a CZ75 in my collection. In 2025, it still sells better than many modern guns because it's a shooter's gun, pure and simple. The CZ75B is 8.1 inches long, with a 4.6-inch cold hammer forged barrel. It's 5.4 inches tall and weighs 35.2 ounces unloaded. That all-steel frame is heavy, but that weight is what makes it so stable for fast, accurate shooting. The slide runs inside the frame, which is a rare feature outside of high-end custom race guns. This design gives the gun a low-bore axis and fantastic accuracy. The gun uses a short recoil, tilting barrel system, and has a great double-action/single-action trigger. The factory trigger is already good, but it just gets better with use and can be tuned for competition. The grip is perfectly designed to fit a human hand, and magazines hold 16 rounds. With an MSRP of around $799, it's not a budget gun, but it's a gun that will last you for a lifetime of shooting. The Smith & Wesson 686. Some people might tell you that revolvers are a thing of the past, a relic for history books and Western films. But I'll tell you this, the Smith & Wesson 686 is the living proof that a great design never goes out of style. The first time I ever fired one was at a range in the mountains, a friend's gun with a beautiful polished stainless steel finish. I was surprised by how heavy and solid it felt, and I remember thinking, this is a real piece of craftsmanship. That weight and the way the trigger broke so cleanly in both double and single action just made it an absolute joy to shoot. In 2025, the 686 is still the benchmark for a modern revolver. It's built on Smith & Wesson's L frame, a perfect balance of durability and size, and chambered in the versatile .357 Magnum, which can also fire the milder .38 Special. With a full lug barrel, the gun handles recoil with ease, making it incredibly comfortable and accurate to shoot. The 686 comes in various barrel lengths, from a compact 2.5 inches for concealed carry to a long 6 inches for target shooting. The cylinder holds 7 rounds, a nice upgrade from the traditional 6. The classic design, combined with modern manufacturing, ensures that the 686 is reliable, safe, and ready for whatever you throw at it. A new one costs around $850, a fair price for a gun that will likely outlast you. The Springfield M1A. There's nothing quite like the feel of a classic rifle. The M1A is a civilian version of the legendary M14, a rifle that served American troops for decades. The first time I ever held one, I felt the history in my hands. It was at a friend's farm. The rifle was heavy, with a beautiful wood stock, and felt like a true piece of American power. When I took my first shot, I understood why it was so revered. The .308 Winchester round kicked with authority, and the rifle's action felt solid and powerful. In 2025, with AR-15s dominating the modern rifle market, the Springfield M1A still holds a special place. It's not a lightweight gun, with a standard model weighing around 9.3 pounds, but that weight helps manage the recoil of the powerful .308 round. The gas piston operating system is incredibly reliable, and the rifle's robust construction makes it a true workhorse. The M1A is famous for its long-range accuracy and is a top choice for competition shooters who value power and precision. The standard M1A has a 22-inch barrel and is available with a classic wood or a more modern synthetic stock. It's an iconic rifle that offers a different shooting experience, one that is rooted in tradition and raw power. A new M1A can cost anywhere from $1,700 to over $2,000, a price that buys you a slice of history. The Walther PPK. When you think of the Walther PPK, you probably think of a certain British secret agent. But before James Bond made it famous, the PPK was already a legend. My grandfather, a lifelong enthusiast, had one that he kept as a collector's piece. It was so small, so beautifully crafted, with a polished blued finish and an elegant design. He let me hold it, and I was struck by how it felt like a perfectly weighted object, a machine built with absolute precision. It was small, but it felt 1,000 times more solid and reliable than any of the flimsy pocket guns I'd seen. In 2025, the market is full of tiny polymer pistols, but the Walther PPK still stands out. It's a double-action/single-action pistol chambered in .380 ACP. The PPK is incredibly slim, with a magazine holding only 7 rounds, making it an excellent choice for concealed carry. Its blowback operation is simple and reliable. The steel frame is what makes it so durable and gives it that solid feel. The PPK is not a gun for the range. It's a niche gun, a small, elegant piece of personal defense. The design is timeless, and its reputation for quality and safety remains unmatched. A new one can be found for around $700 to $800, and it's a perfect gun for anyone who appreciates a classic design that has proven itself for almost a century. The SIG Sauer P226. The SIG Sauer P226 is a gun that doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. It's been doing its job for decades, serving with distinction in militaries and police forces all over the world. It was designed for the U.S. military's XM9 trials in the 1980s, and while it didn't win the contract because it was too expensive, it was so good that the Navy SEALs picked it up anyway. And when the SEALs choose a gun, you know it's the real deal. In 2025, the P226 is still one of the best-selling models for a reason. The P226 is 7.7 inches long with a 4.4-inch barrel. It's 5.5 inches tall and weighs a solid 34 ounces unloaded. The anodized aluminum alloy frame and stainless steel slide give it a perfect balance of weight and durability. The short recoil locking system and double-action/single action trigger with a decocker make this gun incredibly smooth and safe to carry with the hammer down. The double-action trigger is silky smooth, and the single action is crisp with a short reset. The Legion version, a modern upgrade, has a Gray Gun's enhanced leverage system trigger, G10 grips, SIG X-ray 3-day per night sights, and a durable Cerakote finish. A standard P226 costs around $800, while the Legion version ranges from $1,300 to $1,500. That high price tag is a testament to its legendary reliability and performance. The Smith & Wesson Model 10. This is a personal one. My father gave me his Smith & Wesson Model 10, the very gun he carried as a police officer. It had a worn holster line and a few dings, but it felt special in my hands. It was a piece of history. We've gone hunting with it, put thousands of rounds through at the range, and it still shoots as accurately as the day it was made. There's something special about holding a revolver that has been trusted through so many generations. The Smith & Wesson Model 10, introduced in 1899, is a living legend. It's a double-action revolver that holds 6 rounds of .38 special, with a swing-out cylinder and fixed sights. Common barrel lengths are 2, 4, or 6 inches. The all-steel frame means it's built like a tank. The simple design means fewer things can go wrong. The .38 special ammunition is powerful enough for self-defense, but easy to practice with. This gun was the backbone of American police forces for decades. In 2025, the Model 10 remains a symbol of pure, unadulterated reliability. The simplicity is its greatest strength. You can buy a new one for around $500 to $600, a very reasonable price for such a durable gun. This gun isn't just a tool. It's a piece of America's firearms heritage. The Colt 1911. The Colt 1911 is more than a gun. It's an icon. Designed by the genius John Browning and adopted by the U.S. military in 1911, it served our country for over 70 years. I grew up hearing stories about the 1911, its single-action design, and the stopping power of the .45 ACP round. That all-steel frame makes it heavy, but that weight helps soak up the recoil of that big, powerful round. It has a manual safety and a grip safety, adding an extra layer of peace of mind. In 2025, the 1911 is still thriving. You can find them from every manufacturer, from budget-friendly options like Rock Island Armory to incredibly expensive custom models. Prices can range from about $400 for a basic model to over $2,000 for something truly special. Even though polymer striker-fire guns are all the rage, the classic design and proven performance of the 1911 keep it a favorite among shooters and collectors. These guns aren't just for shooting. They're a piece of history you can hold in your hands. These 10 classic guns are still dominating the market in 2025 because of one simple truth. Reliability, durability, and time-tested performance will always matter more than the latest fads. They're the guns serious shooters keep coming back to. While the new models will keep coming and going, these guns have passed the ultimate test of time. They're the top choice for those who want the best, not just the newest.